A show of confidence in Germany's internet industry. In a first, Chancellor Angela Merkel cozied up to the creme of Berlin's startup scene, pledging support at a special reception.
Wir A, keine Steine in den Weg werfen und B, vielleicht auch die Bedingungen so gestalten, dass sich die Internet- und Start-up-Szene gut entwickeln kann. Sondern wir sind uns sehr bewusst, dass Sie eigentlich sozusagen die Hefe sind, mit der sich die gesamte Szene entwickelt.
That yeast she's referring to is the 170 top tech entrepreneurs and investors present. All up, organisers say the group represents 21 billion euros in value and more than 127,000 employees. The Senate estimates that more than 44% of entrepreneurs in Germany aren't German. Not surprising when the English language dominates the Berlin startup scene. But the Chancellor admits building a business here as a foreigner isn't easy.
Willkommenskultur, wie man das so schön sagt, in Deutschland noch nicht immer so ausgeprägt ist, dass jeder, der sich hier auf ein Abenteuer einlässt, sich auch willkommen fühlt.
Besides creating a more business-friendly environment for native English speakers, startups are also calling for reforms to education, corporate tax and foreign investment policies.
Startups in Germany are being treated exactly like big corporations. There's really no difference between the two. But in real life, stuff like when you look at, small companies with like 1 to 20 people or, 50 people, there's a big difference. You can't pay the same salaries, you can't have the same working contracts, in terms of taxes and social expenses, it's really different. And I think, if Germany really wants to make the big move and like really wants to move ahead and like really stimulate the growth of young companies, they have to have a different regulatory framework than they have for the big corporations.
Most importantly, they probably shouldn't be going into the venturing space. They probably shouldn't invest in startups directly, but rather make capital available to those that professionally do that.
Put every effort, every dollar or dime into schooling, into educational efforts, i.e. Software engineering school.
I think England made a terrific choice of doing Tech City, enterprise investment scheme and other things, and Germany will follow.
Beyond Germany, the Chancellor is looking to unite startup cities across the EU.
Ich zum Beispiel könnte mir vorstellen, dass man auch die unterschiedlichen Gründungsbedingungen in den europäischen Ländern angleicht, dass man also einen Gründungsakt sozusagen schafft, bei dem man weiß, egal ob ich nach Lettland gehe, nach Spanien gehe, nach Portugal gehe oder nach Deutschland gehe, ich habe die gleichen Bedingungen. Es gibt dann nur noch den Wettbewerb um die Talente, um die beste Umgebung.
Promises remain vague, but whether or not Angela Merkel is paying lip service to startups ahead of a federal election, it's hard to ignore the industry's economic value and its future potential. An IT study by the Fraunhofer Institute says 926 million euros in investments financed young German startups in 2011. Impressive, yes, but compare that with 30 billion euros pumped into US startups each year.
We need attention for this kind of growth opportunity because Germany is not playing in world class. We're not playing European class. We're actually lagging behind.
But Berlin's startup hub is quickly moving forward, and it's hard to ignore the optimism.
Now the big question is, does the community have enough power to convince them to actually take actionable means? My view is, if somebody can do it, that's certainly the Chancellor.